What's good, what's good, what's good in the hood? Welcome back to another episode of the Good in the Hood podcast. I am, as always, your host, Juice. Join us with our bro, man. I'm saying the homie, as always, man, Jay Black. What's going on, bro?
Man, it's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Month is pretty much why we're here today. It's the majority of the reason we're here. Just want to just kind of just show some, recognition to the month and the importance of that month. Mental health awareness is
Yeah, because May is a busy month. Like, man, smack dab, first Sunday, you got like Mother's Day, you got to get that out of the way. And then for like regular church people, that's like already, busy thing. But the world been closed up until now. And like you say, is it really summer though, or is it spring? I thought summer was first.
Yes, you're right. Summer's June 21st. You're right.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago, once it started getting in these 70s, it's the summertime in Chicago.
Bro, last week,
spring just be in March and April, bro.
Like 8 days
spring
ago.
Is April.
8 days ago, I'm like, man, I need to close these windows. I almost had to cut the heat back on one night. It was so cold,
Crazy.
And then I have
Next
an
day
AC
is
on
80.
now.
Next day it's like 84 degrees outside right now on May 23rd. That's when we're recording this, man. And the reason why we wanted to touch on like Mental Health Awareness Month is because we are two big advocates, of mental health. And understanding that. So
If you
regarding mental health that we want to share.
If you watch the show SNL, they were making fun of police seizing a whole bunch of guns and then returning them back onto the streets to the criminally insane. But I go, that's almost really the world that we live in.
What's up?
Day after day, week after week. I think the worst thing you could do is live in any region of Illinois right now because I ain't gonna call it the Wild Wild West, but the news just makes it sound so depressing to live here. And it was like, man, the news almost made me not want to go outside for a minute, bro.
The news damn near tries to numb us of it, but like it doesn't really numb us. It really just makes us hurt more, and we just suppress that shit.
It bothers me. There's an alarming amount of children who either go missing or recently kids just been getting clipped.
For real.
Clipped. Like not even shot, y'all. Clipped. Like these are kids riding by
vicious murders, like kids that be in the cars with their parents who will have to be involved with some things that it shouldn't be. I'm saying
the one shorty was on a bike at 7 in the morning. Who up at 7, bro?
Especially up shooting. Why you up shooting? I guess like come on, man. Like people want to act like it's all on. The black community that we just dangerous people, and that's just not the case. Like these guns ain't come from nowhere. These drugs ain't come from nowhere. Like they didn't just grow. They just didn't grow out the grounds in the black communities only. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a target. I'm saying that's been put on these communities.
All of a sudden it's a problem now because it's spilling over into their communities. They just in one of the richer suburbs out here, they went to a Lamborghini dealership, and I think they almost got away with a car. But them police probably, if you're gonna go out and try to commit a crime in these suburbs, pretty much somebody probably calling 911 the moment you enter these suburbs. But
it's like, and people, I'm not one of the people who blame like music or blame TV or video games for like the way kids act, but at the same time, it's like when you are in single parent households or parents or households with no parent at all, like raised by the kid, you raised by the TV,
and we did anything we've done nothing as a society to make a better world for them. And I'm 31, so I always go, what am I really doing to try to make the world any better? I try, but I just have my bad days where my mother, someone will make you go there. Somebody will make you go there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, It's wild, man. It's a big part of it. Going back to Mental Health Awareness Month, like it's we don't have any mental health anything. Nothing to protect the mental health in the Black community. There's no teaching of it. We aren't taught about anything psychological or anything about our feelings or emotions until we in college in the Black community. Like, I didn't think about the idea of psychology or therapy or anything like that until I was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was
beyond the need of that. You know what I'm saying?
I was obsessed with it almost back in high school, but at that point, it was like I was kind of like, man, you know, in my mind, I kind of felt like, man, I don't think I'm always there. I always felt like my thoughts weren't the same as other people's. But then the more educated I kind of got on, I just took the typical Black approach, like, you know what? I'm going to treat it like the devil and, you know, just keep it far the fuck away from you. But, you know, the older you get and the more educated you get, like, it's unavoidable to learn these things, to even discover things around you. And I want to be the most complete version of me I could possibly be, you
absolutely, know. Man, absolutely. Like for me, like you know my story, man. I suffered. I'm saying, in high school, I don't know how it happened. I'm saying, I don't even never felt that way for real. But like I went, I'm saying, through a phase of having like suicidal thoughts.
I told you that that building was cursed.
No, see, St. Joe's.
That building was.
But like it was. I'm saying it was a real thing in my life. And when it happened for me in high school. That should stick with you because like it's like you don't have them thoughts. You're like, man, what took me to that place? Like, what was? How could that thought even get to a 16-year-old's mind? And like, for that, I've been obsessed. I'm obsessed with death, but like, death has always been a thing that just when it happens, my emotions go at a higher level. It'd be just like, man, because life is so short, and for me to even think about taking my own, it's like, man, what was wrong? Like, why would I do that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, it always just made me question. Number one, I try not to dismiss kids or anything that they be saying or talking about. Like, you know, if they just on some silliness, me and kids trying to get on my nerves, I could tune them out better than anyone I've ever seen. But like, at the same time, when I hear them say something for real, like, oh, do I need to put my pistol ear on?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because to me, I remember being a kid and just always going, I can't really take my kind of problems to no adults because they got adult problems going on. But as an adult, I could tell you, man, it's at least 6 or 7 times I was way in over my head for to just be a damn kid.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, as a kid, you ain't got nothing to do but go to school.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what it should be. Not nowadays.
Yeah, man. Like for me, I feel like for me, I think it was at that time my parents were going through divorce, all that kind of stuff, and like that's like, and people don't realize like how that affects the kid. And it seems like as an adult, it's like it shouldn't affect the kid. The kid should not feel guilty about that. I'm saying it's just too. As an adult, you can look at it and say people break up every day. It's just a thing that happens. But like when you're a kid, you think it's your fault.
You think it's the whole.
It's like, man, what? Y'all leaving a big ass crib over what? Why y'all gonna leave this crib for live with y'all parents? What y'all doing? Like I was a kid, like yo, y'all is what we do wrong?
I go. People never really understand separations till you in that one relationship, and you go, never again.
Right. That's why when Spoonie gets on here and talk about he don't want like that marriage thing, I get why I would not really want to be married. I feel like that's a commitment that you not want to be married, but I'm not seeking it. Like if it happens, it's gotta be me finding someone who I just could never see myself without. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it has to be on a different level of love. Like for a long period of time for me to go and say, you know what, rest of my life, you. Just go.
This is, and I know, take a step. And I know anybody with kids probably gonna kill me for saying this, but you know, my most primal of instincts is, I want to reproduce, just to, you know, put enough of me out there, right? Yeah, for sure. But I feel like you gotta damn near be married to do it. You know, and I feel like, you know, I gotta at least have a good 23, 24 years of that in me, because you know it really don't drop off when these kids turn 18. Like, man, like see a shorty all the way through college, and then put them out there in the world, then go, all right, bet I
real.
can't stand your ass to drive the pot roast every time.
But at the same time, I look at it like, like it's 100%. The best option is that. That's the best option for sure.
Right.
But that isn't necessarily a guarantee.
It's not. It's
like because you gotta swallow a lot of somebody's BS for 18 years, and that's the case. And I look at it like if the choice is to have an unhappy home or just have the two separate homes from the jump, I'm choosing the two separate homes from the jump because breaking up a home is the worst action. Like, man, that's ugly. Like, I'm saying, even like I remember like a homie that just moved cribs and at a young age was mad about that. Like, I'm saying, just changed the crib. Like, that's devastating to a point.
But
like one day I'm living with my pops, next day I'm not. Damn, what happened? Like, it's crazy. What? What I did, man.
But the world. The world goes on.
Yeah,
eventually, you find that the world goes on,
for sure.
And a lot of it is how you tell somebody timing is everything.
Yeah,
timing is everything. Timing is key. But the way, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
It's how you talk to people. Always went at a certain point. I used to hate when people would still talk to me like a kid, and it's like I could grasp things beyond you. But then other times it was like, damn, you couldn't have gave it to me no softer. It's like, the timing was off, but it was just like, you know what, it is what it is. From after a certain point, like after 9, I wanted everything real rap raw. Don't dummy nothing down for me.
Yeah, but sometimes like, all right, you can ease me into that a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, in some situations, for sure. It's like that same thing. Like when you're kids, you want to be an adult. When you're an adult, you want to be a kid again. It's that same mentality. It's just the grass is never green necessarily.
For once though, and I guess this really goes to me being in somewhat of a decent headspace. Mm-hmm. I don't really mind being the age that I'm at.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm 30.
But at the same time, I wish I knew what I knew now at the age of 15.
Nope.
I would love that. That would be.
I love even some of my most embarrassing days back then. I needed them because, to be real with you, the Army, they take that dark side of you, and man, let me tell y'all something. I was a piece of shit from time to time. And the one thing Juicy even tell y'all. The one thing is, sometimes I know I'm just out here being a terrible person, and there's nothing you can say to me stop me. Yeah. Anything that you say to me is gonna piss me off even worse, and I'm gonna just double down on, which is unhealthy. And you gotta find what I had to do. I had to really find, like, man, what's so damn petty about me?
That boy Morals be having an off switch.
Just Morals will have a pure off switch, but be comfortable with who you are, and like if that's something that you know about yourself. What I've always done is I try to put up presets in my way. Yeah. That way, we know I go off the rails at least once or twice a year. Does it have to be for the whole month? Can we squeeze it into a weekend? Real shit. Can we purposely plan this weekend? Portions,
that's also why it's important, like, just to have a strong friend group, because that way people that know that, like, y'all, like, I know I be doing some weird shit. I do some juice shit. You know what I'm saying, they be like, all right, at least my homies is here. They know who I am. And like I ain't hanging around strangers.
We got about
that's when the paranoia kick in and shit.
The worst thing you can do. I mean, and I know it's probably hard making friends nowadays. That's all school really was, though. That's what I meant to say. Like, you can be like, oh, I learned this, that, and other in school. No, you didn't. You learned how to play well with dumbass from down the block.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But and we can see how the school systems are falling apart. Why you think all these kids run around here beefing? Yeah. They never learned.
No social skills,
no de-escalation skills. No one. You ain't even man enough. Like, hey, at least walk up to me and be like, I don't like you. Then we can box about it.
These kids ain't been told them to stop tattling yet. They still be snitching on each other. Don't tattletale. The first thing I was taught. Don't tattletale. Don't touch that side. I'm saying.
How long have I known you?
Yeah.
About 15, 16 plus years, something like that. Years. If me and you did something together, the last thing I can do is tell on you for doing the same damn thing I did.
If I got away with it, why am I going to say I can't drag my man's down.
Bobby, that's why you always got to get Bobby Shmurda and Ralph. Get them boys they love, man. They did what they did together, and they held their heads high together, bro.
Nutty outshining again.
Shining. But you know what? And that's why I always go, you know, these are some of the, these are the early days that we about 100 episodes in. Damn, man.
This be 79. This be 79. Yeah.
Keep them friend groups tight, man, and it's easy not to butt heads with you.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's like, cause like once you become comfortable with someone, like as much as I'm saying our friend group is, like you can talk. I'm saying it ain't gotta be no. I'm saying like it was a situation today. I'm saying we had a pod.
Well, I was gonna say
we just communicated.
Your boy Joe.
Yeah.
Your boy Joe. Speaking of a poster child for man, I need to go into long-term therapy. Probably forever. How many therapists has Joe went to go see?
The crazy part about that is, like, when in high school, I was going through the deep depression in high school. That is who I listened to, because Joe Budden was like he would speak that language, like on the therapy side. Like that's who he's always kind of been. He's always been a mental health person, a person who's very mental health awareness.
Yeah, because code amongst crazy people. Yeah. Somebody similar to you. I tell you what, I won't name what artists. I sympathize with the most, but let me tell you this: like you know when it's going on. Yeah. You can see it, and you can sympathize with it happening, and you hear it through their music.
Yeah, I see the destructive traits that Joe has, and I sympathize with it to a certain degree.
Because all of them let it get how did he get past words? That's my thing.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing.
Those situations back here, the TV situations.
It ain't no area to where, but not even with Rory and all of them. Like, bro, y'all not even talking to each other no more.
Yeah, it's like it can't get that deep. Like it should never get that deep to the point you can't communicate with your homie. Like it just shouldn't be. It should, especially if it's some money shit or something like that. That's no way. There's no way, and that to me, if your friendship or relationship ends about money, that just means that bond was not as strong as you initially thought it was. Like it just couldn't have been.
You should reevaluate what friendship really is.
On the real, facts.
Number one, but number two, people should start reevaluating what therapy is.
And mentioning therapy, a person who's been in the news recently, who I think is a good example of like a mental health, like I'm saying, a person who should, like I'm saying, I don't want to say somebody should be in therapy, but I'm saying this person seems to be mentally on edge, and that's
Tyrese.
Kwame Brown.
Oh,
Kwame Brown been out here, like, and I get it.
Lashing out. He has some shit to get off his chest.
And I sympathize with him because he has been the butt of the joke since he's been in the NBA. Like from Michael Jordan yelling at him in practices to him being called a bona fide bum by Stephen A. Smith, and like all that bona fide scrub. By Stephen A. Smith, like all that, this whole career, the number one example for a bust. You know what I'm saying, and he made some amazing points when he was criticizing Stephen A. and like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Like name another bust in the NBA that y'all crucified, where he crucified the black players. Adam Morrison don't be getting the hate. Them saying Darko Milicic don't be getting the hate. There's a lot of number one draft picks who are white who don't get the hate Kwame Brown gets, or fucking Anthony Bennett got. I was like, valid point.
It's a valid point.
But that's kind of what you asked for.
You go to the sign up for that.
Yeah.
At some point, I've never seen. Have you ever heard of any of them going, "No, thank you. I just want to finish out my 4-year degree and go work a job"?
No. It go there to look the hoop. That's their mission, the hoop.
And it's like when you at an early age. Look at these kids now. It's high school kids with millions of followers.
Yeah.
Niggas will kill you online.
Yeah.
People will kill you online.
Yeah. Facts.
People and I mean like they boo you. They tell you how terrible your family. They will nitpick any little thing. God forbid one of them actually have any computer skills and they find out something about these are the spotlights you want to be in. And it's not just even athletes. Your average everyday person is out here asking for this, but not once do we ever I wrote, because remember, for a long time before even doing this with you, I always went, man, I'm mad sensitive.
Yeah.
Somebody had been and said something to me. I ain't got nothing but time to find somebody and slap the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And please.
Yeah, like for me, like going back to the internet age is like definitely a thing. Like for me, like because going back to my situation in high school, I ended up going to a psych unit, right, in high school. And what got me there was me. I was on AIM talking to this girl. Shout out to the homie Danielle. Talking to her. And my screen name on AIM was Ready to Die 72. Ready to Die being Biggie's album. So of course that looks. I'm saying wild, Joe. That looks wild, right? And I was talking to her about just a situation, and she was like, "Man, I think Justin's really going through it." And his screen name is kind of alarming. Like she talked to a person who saying she was family with her that I'm saying in school, who happened to be like a counselor of some sort. And next thing I'm saying, send me that way. And when I look back at that, I'm like, maybe that was a sign. Like, why would I take out of anything and say, why can't I choose life after? Why can't I choose more money, more profit? I could have used any Biggie, I'm saying, terminology, but I chose those 3 words.
Well, I know one thing they taught me in the Army was like to always be, and when I tell you there's such a high suicide rate, I can't even get into how high the suicide rate is there, but like
I can imagine. Those numbers never be shown either.
No, they'll never be 100% with them. But I just remember like they would always go. The smallest little things might add up. Like they would even tell you, and like even if you think somebody is along them lines, maybe you'll talk to another person. Maybe they seeing something that you're not seeing. Because the worst thing is,
if I was really on that, that would take me over edge for sure.
Well, most people throw a sign or 2 out there just to see if anybody cared, if anybody who stopped them. But let me tell you something: the most dangerous ones are the ones who show 0 signs. And I mean, they mask it deep down, dark in there. And then just one day, they have it, their mind is already made up. Those are the worst ones, the ones whose mind is already made up.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in the world that stops them. They'll go out of their way to either be exceptionally under the radar at work or under the radar in life. And then...
So
you know,
and just real quick, going back to strong friend group, like
so look for them signs. That's what
look for them signs, and make sure especially with the people you know and care about. Like that's a big reason why like having a strong friend group is important to me. Because like me and Jay now are on a mission together. So he's helping me out as far as me trying to get my weight loss. I'm saying in full effect. I'm saying and that in my mind, I feel like that 100% correlates with my mental health. So I feel like when I'm saying typically if you my size, I'm saying if you're a big person, I feel like there is mental health attached.
I've been 300. I've been 300 pounds before.
And that's 100%.
And I was 300.
That's binge eating. That's all.
And I was 300 pounds in the Army, where to them, well, that's just the fattest person in America. Right. And it's just like they own you about every little thing. And I just remember at one fucking point just going like, bro. I didn't know what the fuck more to do. Right. I'm like, damn, which I've tried not eating. You know, like you try every little...
Stress weight be a thing too.
And that's the thing. It's the stress more than anything. Like, you know, I remember I didn't eat for like 3 days straight, but probably didn't help that I drank 4, 5... We didn't get into how much I drink, but you know...
That's the thing, though, because when you big, and like, I be having moments, like when you big, you don't want to be eating. But you end up replacing that, I'm saying,
with something 10 times worse when you should damn near or and I tell you one other thing, man, you had talked about like when you go into the gym or when you working out, you just feel like everybody they turn around, they give you a thumbs up, buddy. They want to come in and give you a tip. And I just remember at one point, I tell you what, take you a couple $100, go get you some real good headphones. I gave people the deadest face in the world, and when I first really got into the gym heavy, that's when I first got back from the service. Anyway, I was so numb and tired of the world. Anybody really said anything to me, I was liable to break my foot so far off in their ass. You could feel it radiating off of me. A dog seen me and crossed the street one time. Can't make these shits up, but it's just that kind of energy. Right there. Just putting out bad energy into the universe. And I had to look in the mirror like, is this who you want to be? Angry man? Yeah. What are you so mad at the world for? You alive? I know a nigga who can't walk. He's missing a leg. And this motherfucker smile every day. So what was I so pissed for?
Man. That's real. But that's the way to look at shit. That's really the way to look at everything. I guess someone
having a way worse day out there.
And there's someone you probably know that's having a way worse day out there. Like not even somebody that's out there it's somebody you know.
What we see driving the other day, Free Palestine.
You know what I'm saying?
They're having 10 times worse of a day because COVID's still going on over there. While they're bombing this shit, we ain't even gonna get into what
as much as we trash America, we is spoiled, bro. Like we is spoiled. Like there's way worse circumstances to be in.
We can go get that help. We can do how many doctors are on TikTok or write a blog and they tell people go outside and get 2 hours of fresh air a week. Right. Is it a week or a day? One of the two. But either I tell you what, me and you. Last summer, we was outside a good 2 hours a day. That's the happiest I've been in my life.
Real talk. That was a great, despite it being COVID, like last summer we was out walking a mile or whatever and change a day.
Yeah.
Outside, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And it being, the world being closed kind of made that also easier. Like I said, of course. But at the same time,
it got cold. We got all depressed again.
So I'm saying,
keep it a buck.
We cold and we stuck in the crib.
Because in Chicago, it gets for real cold here.
Cold. If you ain't from Chicago, you do not understand cold.
Well, I give it to us, Minnesota.
It's some Canada spots.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin.
They know for sure. They be colder than us, low key.
Wisconsin be colder than us, but they still some bitch asses up there. And then I love slow brothers and sisters in Indiana because we know y'all are stuck behind, but it get for real cold.
Yeah, man.
So during the summer, take them 2 hours out, but also get a hobby. This has became work for us more so now. So the last thing I was just telling you, I'm like, bro, let's go to a museum. Let's go try to check out a restaurant. Let's get back heavy in the gym. Let's do something because when you have a hobby where your mind can't sit and think about, I tell you what, when I'm lifting, the last thing I'm thinking about is, I'm out here single. Is somebody going to love me before I'm 40 or all of my friends got kids? Am I going to have kids? Woo woo. I'm just thinking about getting through that last damn set.
It's real.
Your mind has no time. And don't let it be no good playlist,
Oh, man.
Because got a couple. Mello and eased in on the R&B playlist because, man, he just...
Oh, yeah, Mello got the R&B vibe.
Man, he just too silky right now. Shout out to Mello, man. But,
man. But
what's some other things that you do, man?
Other thing I do to cope, listening to music is up
your
there.
Big one.
It's my big one. But at the same time, I do feel like that is kind of more so escaping than coping. Mm-hmm. So I really try to lean off that, man. But you see, going for a walk, it's like, even if it's cold out, I just put a hoodie on, just walk around a block or something and just try to just hear the sounds outside. But if it's summertime, especially, smelling fresh, cut grass, that should be perfect. Walk to this grocery store, walk to the gas station, whatever.
You'll be surprised what a walk can do just to clear your
real quick and simple. And for me, like doing this 100% is work, but at the same time, when it also it lets me just focus my mind elsewhere, focus my mind somewhere else. So I'm at the crib editing or whatever.
Mm-hmm. You're not thinking about this, that, and the third.
We're not necessarily the podcast and property isn't necessarily that way, but when we talk about topics or whatever like that is also getting my mind elsewhere, making me look at different events going on. That's just keeping me aware of the news or whatever.
And I know like a lot of people podcast, but trust me, coming up with something different every week that you want to talk about or a certain point that you want to harp on, it's probably one of the hardest things. Like, outside, I mean, don't get me wrong, America gives you 1,000 things to talk about, but it's just 100%, but it's just kind of what kind of energy, like I said, what kind of energy do you want to put out there into the world? Shout out our girl Bula, who's great really into the yoga side of life. And
100%.
I keep saying it, but one of these days I'm gonna really get deeper into it because it's a wonderful way to calm and focus the mind.
Yeah, man. Even like you put me on to just like, hey, Juice, man, cook more. Like that's super therapeutic at times. Like you just. I'm saying, getting your cook on, like I'm saying, Bobby Flay in this joint, like you know what I'm saying.
When you get a better quality food in you in a
better
too, mood.
That too. Home cooking hit different. That home cooking hits
way like I can eat a burger I made 50 times in a row. Can you seriously eat McDonald's 5 times in a row? Yeah. And if you can, I need you to reevaluate what might be important in your life.
Yeah, and like y'all,
that shit is plastic.
Like y'all roast me for my what I call my hood tacos, but like for me, like them being home, me cooking them at home,
hey.
it damn to be better than the joints. I'm like, yo, I don't care if this ain't authentic, man. This is fine.
Hey, you know what they made to your taste buds.
But like, I don't consider them. I would not compare those to the tacos of like it's like literally like eating a handheld nacho. That's how I describe my hood taco. Cause I use hard shells. Y'all can fight me in the comments. Y'all want to? I do use hard shells. And I make my tacos at the crib.
I like to do a little bit of, like I make my own hard shells now.
I get the old El Paso joints. That I'm saying with the little rectangles so they stand up. I'm saying on the plate.
After I've shown him how to fry his own corn shells, he still goes out. That's the only reason we be on him so bad about it. But speaking of which, is one of the things eventually. Me and him gonna move this upstairs into the kitchen, and we're gonna show y'all some of the things that we cook and we make because we be over here cooking.
Definitely gonna do some cooking videos as far as like in the kitchen, maybe on the grill. You know what I'm saying definitely on the grill. We're talking about that. I'm saying definitely on the grill. We want to do a lot. I'm saying especially this summer. We want to take advantage of the summer. Like we said, the summer brings so many good vibes and good energy. So we want to try to take advantage of that as much as possible on the content side, like just making content outside. You know what I'm saying?
Because we want everybody to get out there, take care of yourself up here, but go enjoy life. Because I don't know about y'all, but the pandemic was just exhausting,
man.
I mean, did I get really good at Mortal Kombat? Yes. Can any of y'all beat me? No. At PivotJ90 on PlayStation Network if you want to challenge me in Mortal Kombat. But like, there's more to life. Like, I want to get back out there. You know I like skating.
Yeah.
That's one of my new things.
Yeah, you've been cooking.
We like running outside, going for a walk outside.
Essential.
Get a little smoke going out
definitely gotta embrace the herbage. You know what I'm saying? The herbage definitely makes everything worthy. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, even with that, like I be overdoing with that at times. I be able to chill the weed. I be smoking the weed like squares. I'm anti-square, so I'm not trying to do that either.
Not everything in moderation.
Moderation.
In the words of Rick, man.
Telling the fat nigga that is a struggle. Telling the fat nigga about moderation.
We just one step at a time, man. You get the discipline up. But like Rick say, man, you don't do drugs to make your problems go away. You just do it to get fucked up.
Talk to him, man. Hey, shout out to Rick. Rick is a legend. Rick and Morty is definitely probably the best thing that my homie John put in my life, bro. Rick and Morty is up there, bro. Appreciate you for that.
Before we get out of here, the NBA playoffs are heating up, and pretty soon we're going to have a list about who are the big niggas and the little niggas out here. Because I tell you what.
Definitely some little niggas out there.
Kawhi and Paul George got a lot of proving to do. Because let's just spin open.
Yeah, as we record this right now, we've seen game 1 of the Bucks Heat, the Nets Celtics, the Sixers Wizards, and the Blazers Nuggets and the Clippers Mavs. And the Clippers Mavs and the Blazers Nuggets, I think the only two that have been, the lesser seeds won so far. And the Clippers, I think they're the ones that cannot afford to lose. Out of every highest seed that can lose, the Clippers cannot lose in the first round.
The Clippers is just the one team that are about. They
would dismantle it. If they lose in the first round, they have to throw everything away.
Now
they have to start over again.
Are you hearing rumors that they moving possibly to Vegas?
I heard they moving possibly to Vegas. I think
And I go, that just really should let you know nobody cares about the Clippers officially anymore if they wind up in Vegas.
I think it's just that they also became such a big organization that they got kind of their own crib.
But I mean,
they still Staples Center.
That's
Lakers
build your own on the other side of town if you're smart.
Yeah, I mean, but Vegas.
Los Angeles is
huge. Some bread,
is it?
I mean, Vegas gonna bring some bread. You don't think so? People on the strip.
You can go to so now you can go to damn near.
They put a casino in the joint. They put a casino in the
maybe because you know what I tell you what this gambling and the sports the Raiders are there. The Raiders are there.
The open A's in the movie that they said open A. They got a hockey team.
I'm interested. I guess Vegas really is one of them.
Vegas boom.
Yeah, it's probably overdue for them.
Yeah, Vegas.
They don't want to be. Yeah, they don't want to be no damn starter city no more. And it's not so much that they're a starter city, but they're more than just the gambling.
I'm surprised NBA hasn't opened up to more different.
Well, Seattle still countries.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go to London yet. I'm surprised they haven't tried that yet. I'm saying, or even.
I think they didn't tried it, but how would it really work?
Yeah, not London. London basketball be garbage. Who fucks in London?
The best.
They go to China or some shit. That'd be a 16-hour flight, so they can't do that.
I tell you what I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind the NBA champion taking on like the championship. Whoever won this year's championship, right? Maybe the winners of the Australian League, the Euro League, China League. Maybe they all play a tournament.
That's the Olympics, though.
No. Like just the winning team.
Oh, yeah, well, that's dope.
Not the best from every country.
That is dope. Yeah, that'd be fire.
It's a little bit more even. Like, somebody else got to be the man in their city.
That'd be J. Cole's shot to play against LeBron.
to be real with you, I don't think the NBA would allow it, because what if somebody actually came and crowned the champions? Yeah. They would look silly.
Lose some bread on that.
They would lose a lot of money. But
especially when you see PayPal and Wish on these jerseys and shit.
But I tell you what, I wouldn't mind it with the WNBA and some of these female leagues from overseas either, because Sky, even though they lost today, we'll let that go.
My boy, the biggest Sky.
Candace Parker out right now though. Well,
she still out? Okay.
Yeah, so there is that.
But so far we've seen NBA playoffs. Who do you have winning each round so far? Let's go one by one. Who do you have?
I know. Oh wait, who? Heat Bucks.
Yeah, let's go Heat Bucks first.
Heat'll probably end up winning that.
I want the Heat to win as well. Bucks are currently up to 1-0.
The Bucks are up 1-0, but I tell you what,
played a hell of a game that first game. I used to front him a lot, but I can't. He showed up.
I don't trust him and Giannis. When we talk about some little niggas in a big situation, Mr. MVP.
Mr. Double MVP.
Man, so but yeah, I got Miami out of that one. You said you got Miami too.
I got Miami. I gotta go with Jimbo, man. Jimbo.
You already heard me say I got the Nets out of this series, right?
Let's go sweep them. Let's go sweep something up for me.
Now, what about? I also feel like Philly will beat Washington.
That's what I think should happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if Westbrook, little hungry ass, trying to fight one out. But Philly look like the better team today.
Somebody on the Wizards would have to have a hell of a game.
Bradley Beal's strong nigga. You know what I'm saying, bro?
He is strong.
But Tobias Harris getting 37 in game one. Joel Embiid getting 30.
Who else am I missing out the East? Atlanta.
The Knicks and the Hawks. We ain't seen that game yet. That game ain't showed up yet. But I got the Knicks winning that series. I'm rolling with the Bulls 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Tibbs, Ties, D Rose. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle a dog. Nerlens Noel a dog.
I'm a huge Trae Young fan.
I like Trae Young too, man.
And I think I'll just go Trae Young, or I'll just go the Hawks just to be opposite you. Sometimes it's all right to be opposite.
That's a coin flip. There's really no clear cut winner there. I think the
So now in the West, I don't even want to talk about this Phoenix LA situation.
We watched this game now. I think at this moment, Chris Paul was hurt. I believe. I'm not sure if he's still.
I think he's gonna be back or he'll be fine. But I tell you,
10 right now.
I'm really nervous to be one of them people who's gonna take Phoenix in this situation. But you also know I want to see LeBron out of here.
Shout out to my boy Harris from saying True North Views in Toronto. My boy said that he got the Phoenix Suns in 6 over LA. And like I get it, they're the 2 seed. They should be beating the Lakers. I'm not putting no bread against Brown. Not in the first round.
I tell you
I
what,
can't do it.
if Los Angeles get knocked out of here, right? Just hypothetically. Hypothetically. No, not even that. Who in the West is really scary to Phoenix? And nope, not even Dallas.
Who's scary to Phoenix? Damn, that's a good question. Yeah. Ain't the Clippers in Dallas? I mean, if they beat the Lakers, they should be confident as fuck.
I pretty much walk into the finals and wait for the Nets.
I mean, yeah, but
or whoever come out the East, but I'm pretty sure it would be the Nets.
See, the thing is, like, I feel like this is crazy, but it seems like maybe the first time in a long time when the East fuck around might be stronger than the West. Not stronger necessarily, but more.
This is about as even as I've seen it in years.
Yeah, like it's super even because like Philly, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, strong.
Because what's the other series out of the West? It's Utah versus
the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies, and I tell you what,
the Grizzlies just beat Stephen pretty handily. You know what I'm saying they're playing game. Chris Paul back.
I'm not really counting the Grizzlies out. To be real, like remember when Golden State before Steph had Monte Ellis and all of them, and they not who was in Dallas.
Yeah, at the first, and Dallas was the 1 seed. They was the 8th seed. Yeah,
and that's Steve Nash and a Dirk-led Dallas.
And Michael Finley.
Bro, they got them niggas out of there.
I'll take that hungry ass, man. What was that? Oh, that was the year after they went.
Bro,
Dirk was MVP and shit.
Ja has pretty much shown I will score and do everything I can.
So there's a little meme going on Twitter right now, right, regarding stuff. I want to see what you think about this. I think it's ridiculous, but I'm saying it said KD left Westbrook, and Westbrook been to the playoffs. I'm saying every year since then. He just hasn't done anything since, but he made the playoffs every year. KD left Steph. He hasn't made playoffs since.
Steph's gonna make people around him better.
It's also Clay gone too. Like people act like Clay wasn't. No, Clay was a big deal.
Clay ain't on scrub.
Clay had 20 points a game, person. Like that's 20 plus points you missed in a day.
What I would have liked to have seen Wiseman develop more. Number one, and y'all can tell me all about all of these great intangible things that Draymond Green does off the ball and when he not scoring. But I seen that out of Pat Williams with the Bulls and where they at.
Draymond, like he better retire, boy. Boy look old on the court. Like he ain't that old. He younger than Steph and Clay, right?
Little young struggle face. Let's look up Draymond.
He for the fall apart. He be running like Charles Barkley on Houston, bro. Remember Barkley on Houston? Barkley couldn't move.
When he looked like he was when they sent him to go get a damn physical. Draymond Green, 31. We the same age.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That nigga be moving like he's 35 out there. You think he LeBron age. That boy moving the way he moving. He be passing the ball all wild. He be OC.
It might be time for them to park with him though. Bring in a real forward.
But mentioning Brooklyn, just to tie the NBA into mental health awareness month of May. Brooklyn has a big mental health awareness advocate on their team with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's also often scrutinized, I'm saying, because when you get paid to do this, woo. And what do you think about that?
It don't make the pain any less.
Right? Like
look at Michael Jackson.
It's weird, right?
Look at Britney Spears.
It's perplexing, man.
Tyrese.
Man, perplexing situation because
hold on. Everybody who was on the Disney Channel.
Yeah. But it's really perplexing because I feel like the immediate thought process is it's hard to sympathize with a rich person. But at the same time, that's easy said until you the rich person. You know what I'm saying? It's like I be like whenever I get on here and criticize music, like I always feel guilty about it the next second. Like I don't like criticizing music to a abrasive point, especially publicly, because I'm saying that's somebody's work that they felt like it was worthy enough to share to the whole world. You know what I'm saying, so like if it's not good to my standards, so what? But you know what I'm saying, I also just like share my opinion. So I it's a perplexing situation for sure.
One of the hardest things for me is how hard I criticize Terrence Howard, another black dude. But it's just he put. I feel like he be putting his heart and soul, but it's like it's just so terrible.
Yeah, man.
And I be trying to let people beat him, but you gotta let me beat me a little bit and stop.
And we mentioned the Joe Budden podcast earlier. There's one of the new hosts on there, Ish, right? It was on one of the Patreon episodes. Mm-hmm. They were talking about like pretty much Tyler Perry and just wealthy people in general and their expectations on the black community. And he was pretty much trying to say that he thinks Tyler Perry he should make different content as a black.
I still believe that.
Right, and I believe that too. But at the same time, it's
you got to give the people what they want.
Exactly. It's like how can you tell a person who made $1 billion making this to change that when that person still gives back to the community? And I'm like, that's a fair point. Like, he does give back to the community. He's been successful, but it's like when you have that much power, you are going to be expected to do more at the same time. It just comes with that. It comes with that.
I don't know. One of the things that I kind of look at or think about, I look at a lot of these people with platforms that we've been accusatory on. Like, it was so easy for me to dare R. Kelly and not care about his ass being broke, because I go, not only is that what you get, but I wish he had more so they could have took it and actually did some real good for the people. And like not only he hurt, but the communities.
100%.
Who
families.
He hurt, and things like that. But then I go, now take Tyler Perry. You have an art form that you got to think about, what message am I really giving?
When every movie the dark skinned man is a villain.
Yeah, and it's like at a certain point, like at that one point where he was kind of like, I was just acting on certain things from my life, from my family. Well, whoever that was that looked like that, who hurt you, everybody who looked like them ain't that.
Exactly. 100%.
So I get it. Like you say, when you make $1 billion. Or when you make X amount of dollars, all of a sudden you don't want to do certain things no more. But I've always wanted to be kind of a person where you got to put kind of put a certain moral over money.
And to me it's definitely, like I keep saying, it's perplexing, because before he had if he never got famous off of it, kept making this content, no one would care. But it's the fact that you now have become successful and you continue to make the content, and it's affecting people. Now at first you were just entertaining, but now you've grown your platform to a point where now it's effective. It's
an angry black woman is more than just a thing.
Right.
Like
it's a culture now. You have a culture around it.
It's a stereotype. Some of these people have seen. And I always look at the awards some of these movies get. That should let you know what they really think about us.
It's the same thing of course, I don't care about these kind of things, but when they changed Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, I don't care about these things being changed at all for real. But at the same time, it should have been changed. Yeah, they didn't do shit. They didn't change it.
Yes, because I was really offended. Y'all thought this nigga was my uncle. This nigga that y'all paid up.
Yeah. that was the bad part of it all.
Ooh, now we can sleep knowing that they changed that.
Now that Ben's the regular dude, not uncle no more.
Right.
I'm just glad they just take him off the box, make him a white man. That's what I thought they were gonna do, bro. I think they're gonna make him a white man.
I tell you what, hey, as long as they leave that old Quaker on there, because I go, that's what oatmeal should be. It's one of them. more dry, bland, rough meals
man.
we don't all want.
Hey,
but you should have to look an angry white man in the face while you eat.
Yo, Quaker really has a monopoly on grits and oatmeal. I don't think I ever bought another kind of grits and oatmeal, like unless it was like from Whole Foods.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any others out there. But
it's either Quaker Oats or generic, bro.
Hey, if y'all know some black-owned grit and oatmeal makers, tag us with them so we can support them. Hey, let us know if y'all even know some other. Do y'all know some other brands?
Any other brands, like real talk, like. So. Yeah, man, it's crazy that certain institutions just live on. That's a great point. Just that idea, like the fact that them white things, like Quaker Oats, that shit been around since like 1905. I think it says on the box. Like, ain't no black business that they let.
You get that much fiber in one bowl. You gotta look an angry white man in the face while you eat it, just real slow. They have
to shut our businesses down, or they try to, or they buy them. You know what I'm saying?
They break.
I'm saying,
they try to run us out of that,
that's pretty much how they do it.
The internet made us great again.
But
somewhat.
Another thing, real quick, to kind of wrap up the conversation, mental health month. I want to talk about the stress that is involved with building entrepreneurship, building a business, building a brand in today's society. You know what I'm saying? Because like with us, because a big thing you're trying to work on is get on social media, or whatever. And like with this brand we building. That's a big part of it. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, like, if I can quit social media and just run a podcast without it, that'd be the most beautiful thing to happen.
I want to be more sociable, period. Yeah. And I guess one of the easiest ways to do it is social media because, you know, we live in such a big and an odd world, but you never really know who you might meet or connect with. And, you know, it's a few people out there.
Even dating is like social media now. Hinge and Tinder and shit. That's even...
All of it. But I'm still out here the good old-fashioned way, you know. I look for a lot of women at gas stations and the grocery store, you know. I try to smile.
That means they have a car or they know how to cook. I feel it. That's smart. I feel that.
I try to...
That means that's smart. They got a car.
You know,
they know how to cook.
And you know, like, hey, at the grocery store, you can tell a lot about a person from their cart. You know, so not that I'm out here creeping, but I would assume that they do the same. So I'll eat fruits, veggies.
If I put up on your
shout out Arby's, also got the meat.
The last person on earth eating Arby's is I can't believe you eat Arby's, man. This man is the healthiest person I know. They be eating the cheddar beef.
Them and White Castle. Those are my two secret. I'm ashamed of them, but I can't. Secret deceptions. Yep.
Like if I pull up on somebody's cart in the grocery store, they got rice-a-roni, I'm busting a U-turn.
You're not.
You can't have the roni in the car.
If you got shock and box in your cart, sorry, we weren't meant to be together. God don't unless, but you know, maybe that was a cry for help. And maybe, you know, God will let me know. God will go, hey, get that shock and buck out of her cart and turn her on to something for real. Like, let me teach you about these stir fries. I ain't gonna front though. I used to judge the instant mash setters, or some chick made one for me. It wasn't half bad. Nah. She made the Idaho and potato box one. It ain't too bad. I mean, I wouldn't make it probably, but hey, it tastes like KFC mash setter. Oh, fight.
It's a fight in a Lakers Suns game.
So with that, we'll be wrapping up
on the real.
This episode of Good in the Hood Pod. We got to tune in. But yo, take care of yourselves mentally, man. If you're going through something, talk to someone. Also, what is it? October 10th. That's World Mental Health Day. 7th from World Mental Health Month. So, you know, get yourself out there, man. Get checked out. If you don't know a therapist, go talk to somebody you trust. You know, do something. As always, you can follow me on Twitter or the gram at The Crib Joe.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Juice in All Hoods, on Instagram at Juice in the Hood, and follow the pod on Instagram at Good in the Hood Pod, on Twitter Good in All Hoods. And please, man, stay tuned with the episodes. Shop for some merch. We live at goodinallhoods.com, man. Dope episode, my bro, man. I appreciate you as always, man. This brother has got me through some of the biggest, ruts of my life. One of those ruts is me starting this podcast. Could not have done it without him, without Scooter, I'm saying, Kaylin, my bro, Mello, when he been on the podcast, yeah, that shall come to us, my bro, forever. And yeah, man, shout out to good people, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to BKC Network, rest in peace, Sierra. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big things coming this year, man. We out of here.